Oh, hello there. I'm Dr. Chung and welcome to your friendly proctologist. I'm so glad you decided to join me. And if you're having bottom end, butt, anal issues, whatever word you prefer to call it, you are in the right place right now. And what is the season? We are in May. We're in the summer months here in the northern hemisphere. And guess what that means? Yeah, it's time to go on vacation, time to go on trips. But uh-oh. What else does that mean? It also means you might have to switch up your rhythm. You might be constipated, you might be really having trouble while traveling through the airports and whatnot, where their main objective is to make sure you are dehydrated and make sure they screw up your toileting habits as much as possible. And you're thinking,
Dr. Chung, you have to be so negative right now. Come on, we're trying to have a best time of our lives here, go to the Bahamas, lay on the beach, but that constipation stuff, yes, it screws me up.
and that's what I want to combat today, make you prevent and how best to deal with those types of issues. And I want to put some thoughts in your mind here, okay? Perfection is not possible. However, if you have a smaller flare rather than a huge flare, aren't you doing a lot better? Aren't you going to be able to enjoy your trip just that little bit much more? And the answer is, of course, yes. There are so many tips I want to give you about this topic, but I have to break it up into two videos. So let's get started with the first one, which is you want to keep your poop as soft as possible. And how do you achieve that? In my opinion, it's best done with an osmotic laxative, like Miralax or a magnesium citrate or another magnesium supplement. The osmotic laxative, what that does is first pull water into themselves. They're gonna grab those water molecules and they're gonna hold on to it like a Michelin man with the water surrounding them, cushioning them. What is that gonna do? Hydrate the food that's going to turn into your poop one day. So when the airport security is making you run and walk through all these terminals with all the AC blowing, you're going to get dehydrated and of course confiscating all your liquids, right? Your body's going to be searching for water, and where is a great place to steal it? From your colon, which means your poop is going to become a dry brick. The other thing the laxative part does is push things forward, okay? So when you're sitting down that airplane for hours on end, if you're going across country, across other parts of the world, you're not moving very much, which is like almost like you're just laying in bed all day, right? And that is where you're going to slow down the movement of the food that's in your intestines, therefore also causing constipation issues. And what's another thing to bring with you? Well, I think a sitz bath supplement would be an excellent idea. And this video has been sponsored by Revival XR. These guys have developed a formula with 20 natural ingredients, oils, salts, to make your life easier. Make you so you can enjoy the sightseeing more and spend less time worrying about a flare. But if you get into one or you want to prevent one, these guys are here to help you. Put some in a little baggie. If you got a hotel with a tub, you got your family's place with a tub, I think every day would be great to nurse your hemorrhoids so that you don't have to worry about them as much. You know, these guys, I love the aroma, so it's a perfect way to unwind after a long day of traveling and to also help adjust to that time change, right? The jet lag can be absolute killer. Definitely give these guys a shot. Thank you so much, Revival XR, for that coupon. Check it out in the description below. Let's get back to the video. When do you take these things? You should always take Miralax or magnesium citrate with your food, okay, with your meals. Don't take it by itself, like with your coffee, you're not gonna have food, or right before bed. Because if you have it sitting there by itself, it's gonna suck a bunch of water, but there's no poop for it to hydrate. It's just doing nothing. And then some people even get diarrhea because there's just so much water content in there. The next tip, which really should come before my first one, is you wanna experiment with this medication or supplement, right? You don't wanna find out that it wasn't enough Miralax that you took before the trip, and so you ended up with a hard poop. Or you took too much and you had diarrhea and you went to the bathroom like 7 times in the airport. No, not fun.
This is not fun!
You want to be taking that months in advance or weeks in advance, figure out what dose is going to be right for you. I have plenty of videos on how to take Miralax, but really in essence, you've got to experiment. No one's going to know ahead of time. I think a safe dose is going to be 1/2 of a cap of Miralax in the breakfast and then with dinner as well. So you're splitting one whole cap into 2 separate doses. It spreads the Miralax out, and that way all the food that's always in your intestines has that hydration action going on all the time. The next item to talk about is luggage. You know, whether you've got a huge bag because of all the clothing you've got to bring. Maybe you've got a huge photo shoot in the glorious beaches of Mexico for your Instagram shoot. Or you've got some kids you gotta carry around with you. Make sure you've got wheels. You've got an efficient way to carry around that weight with you. Because we all know traveling through airports and all that stuff, dealing with people and delays and lines, it stresses you out. So the more you have to exert yourself and really push, you're going to be more likely to flare them. And especially, if you know your hemorrhoids are kind of sensitive to that kind of thing, definitely make sure your bags are easy to transport, easy to lift around with you. Also, get help with your luggage if you can help it. Arrange things and plan ahead. The next few tips are when you're on the actual airplane, you're held captive in your little space, right? If you know that the seat cushions are not going to be comfortable for you, make sure you bring that pillow as your personal item. If it's going to be an inflatable pillow ring, a donut hole, maybe you need a memory foam cushion, okay? Make sure you don't forget those things, because if you're going to be on a long flight, that's one thing you don't want to have stressing out your anus. The other thing is movement, and I've alluded to earlier that when your body is restless, your intestines just aren't moving. You know, when you're at home and you've got errands to run and you're cleaning the house or whatnot, your intestines are stimulated to process foods and keep things moving so you go to the toilet at the same time every day. But on the airplane, no, you're just gonna be sleeping trying to pass the time. So definitely set an alarm on your clock or maybe on your cell phone, like, hey, every half hour, let's do some laps up and down the airplane cabin. You know, maybe do some stretches and stuff like that. And really do some exercises. Look on YouTube at exercises you can do even in your airplane seat. You can do some toe curls. You can do some shoulder exercises, some shoulder stretches. You can do some child's pose maybe in the middle of the aisle if no one's walking around there. Maybe maybe they're not serving drinks, right? But definitely get those legs moving, stand up, put some weight onto your body and really get your body moving, your core moving, so that your intestines can also respond and have you go poop appropriately. These tips are some of the most common things I suggest to my patients here in the office, and so I know they're definitely going to be helping you. Definitely don't forget about your anus on your trips. Make sure you're prepared and look out for video number 2. There's even more powerful tips coming, okay? Thank you so much for being here. Let me give another shout out to Revival XR. They have an awesome coupon for all of us to use. This has been an excellent supplement for assist baths to inspire relaxation through the smells, through the feeling of the natural oils, and of course, the salts, okay? The Himalayan salt and the Epsom salts. Check out their coupon, give them a shot. There is really nothing you can lose here. I wish you best on your vacation, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.